Brian Windhorst, he always looks as if he's thinking about something. Like, what are you thinking about? I mean, he is always looking as if he's thinking about something.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
This man is forever in deep thought, man. All right, so San Antonio Spurs, we know them, right? We like them. I think we cheer for them sometimes. So Windhorst and friends, they had a take. They had a take on the San Antonio Spurs going into this season. So I was told that, and I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know the names. Hold on, I might be able to find the name. Do I know the name? I don't know the names. I was told that this guy hates on the Spurs usually or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough. Maybe we can start keeping up with that. But I hear that he hates on the Spurs. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comments. But they had something to say about the Spurs in this upcoming season. Now, before we take a look at that, real quick, Spurs Invasion, please, guys, go subscribe to it. It's my second channel. I do edited, scripted content. Go do that. Go do it. Stop right now. Actually, hold on. This is the pause. Now, go subscribe to it. All right, I'm glad you're back. God, that was kind of hard to do. But yeah, guys, go subscribe to it. All right, let's see what they have to say. Let's see. Windhorst and friends, what's up?
They're going to fit in, and they're going to help the Spurs be competitive next year. And
okay, they're talking about Harrison Barnes and CP3.
I think that's critical for the development of...
How competitive are they going to be?
Listen, I think the Spurs could sniff around the play-in mix in the West next year. I think they could...
I said this the other day before they acquired Barnes, and I'll say it again now. I use the word semi-bluff. I think it's a semi-tank. Because...
I definitely think it's a semi-tank. I think this has been an ingenious tank, frankly, because I don't think Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes are doing much at all to change their win-loss total. I don't think this team is going
Well, hold on. I'll give you my opinion in a minute. Hold on.
to be very good at all. And I think for a team that is still growing, is still adding future assets, and is still looking at a loaded 2025 draft, getting another top 5 to 7 pick in this draft is the smart thing to do. And by getting Chris Paul and getting Harrison Barnes, you could say to Victor Wembanyama, hey, man, we're getting experienced guys. We're getting guys who know how to win.
They're going to fit.
Okay, so I don't think. All right. So I have a few thoughts here. I absolutely agree with both of them that it's a semi tank, right? It's like he said, like a semi bluff of what's going on right now with the Spurs. But I don't think that it's necessary. It's kind of a weird balance here, right? I don't think it's disingenuous. Like, I don't think that the Spurs were like halfway doing it, like, oh, you know, because he's making it seem, maybe this was the hater that people were talking about, I don't know, but he's kind of making it seem like the Spurs are being sneaky with it to Wemby and say, Wemby, we're doing that. No, Wemby's involved. Wemby knows what's going on. And at the end of the day, I think that the addition of the veterans, so let me just say what I think that this is going to do. I think that the addition of the veterans is going to really help the growth of the young guys. And I know we say that all the time where it's like, oh, you know, they're going to be, you know, mentors and help them in real time and help them. But I think most importantly, it's going to create a blueprint for what the San Antonio Spurs need to do going forward, right? Chris Paul will help figure that out. He will help figure out how does Wemby want the ball. These are placeholders for the next person to come in so we know exactly what we're doing. And also for Chris Paul to help and be a catalyst for what's going to be Stephon Castle, like becoming a genuine future point guard for the Spurs. So I think it's a lot of different things going on at once that's going to help us. This is genuinely going to help us. And the byproduct of that is that the Spurs are going to win more games. We already know that it's incentivized for Chris Paul to win 32 games. The Spurs have promised $262,000 bonus if they can get to 32 wins. So they want to win. But now I do understand what they're saying when they say it's a semi-tank. This is going to be a really tough showing to even get into the play-in. I think the Spurs possibly can, but my main goal right now is 35. I think the Spurs can get to 35 wins. So I think they are going to attempt to win. But when it comes to the semi-tank, I agree, because once we get to February, there's a high possibility that they will trade Harrison Barnes and or Chris Paul. Like there is a high probability that that could happen. And if that were to happen, you're going to lose quite a few more games near the end of that season. And I'm not expecting the Spurs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many stocks I got in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not expecting them to be in this category, right? I expect them to kind of hang around, you know, maybe 9, 10, 11. And then at the end of the season, it's going to be some L's dropping in from getting rid of the vets. That's what I think will happen. And that's where I agree with them that it's a semi-tank. But I don't agree that it's anything sneaky or anything malicious where they're like, oh yeah, Wemby, you know, we added some talent. See, look what we did. Wemby knows what's going on. I mean, shoot, he even knew exactly who we were going to draft, and Wemby was very involved in that process. It was very obvious that Wemby was involved in that process. So let me know what you guys think. You think it's a semi-tank? What do you think? Like I said, I don't think that the Spurs players nor the coaching staff or anything like that is thinking we're going to tank. You have Atlanta Hawks picks. You have some really good picks down the line. You don't have to resort to tanking. But I do think it's a little methodical, but I would be very hard pressed to believe that, you know, Brian Wright and company hasn't talked to Wemby. They've been very adamant that Wemby's going to be involved in this process. That's why I don't get nervous. I don't get worried when, you know, people start bringing up, is Wemby going to stay there? He might be gone. I'm never worried about that ever because I know how involved he is in the whole process. So you guys let me know what you think. Those are my thoughts on it. But good stuff nonetheless. But anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, Spurs Invasion, link below in the description box. I'll get with you guys later. Until next time, bye.